Substitution method. And I've got the two equations here. 3x minus 9y equals 60. 2x plus 10y. 2x plus 10 equals y. Alright. So were you able to start already? Okay. So what the substitution method means is that you take one of the equations, solve it for one of the variables, plug it into the other equation, and solve for the other variable. So it's kind of vague because you have a lot of choices. And that's one thing you'll just have to work on is using the choices and getting used to what to do when. So this is what we're going to do. The second equation, 2x plus 10 equals y, is already solved for y because you see the y is by itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that and we're going to substitute in 2x plus 10 for the y in the first equation. So this is what we write. We'll write 3x minus 9, then put in open parentheses, 2x plus 10, close parentheses, equals 60. Yes, ma'am. So again, if you look, this is equation 1, except in the parentheses, we don't have a y anymore. We have the 2x plus 10. So you see 2x plus 10 has taken the place of y. It's been substituted for y. That's why we call it substitution. So now at this point, the only variable we have is x. You see that? So we're going to solve for x using our algebra. So we write 3x, and then we need to use our distributive property. So what is a negative 9 times 2x? It'll be a negative 18 still. Yeah, but you're right, negative 18x. Yes, ma'am, x. And then now, what is a negative 9 times a 10? It's a negative 90. Negative times positive is equal to a negative. Yeah. Okay. And then, so we put negative 90, and then equals 60. Right? So now we're going to collect like terms. So 3x and the negative 18x, they can collect. So what is 3 minus 18? Yep, it's negative 15. So the first two, we write negative 15x. We've collected the x's together, and we have negative 15 of them. And then we just rewrite, bring down the negative 90, and then equals 60. Yep. Okay. So now, go ahead. No, we're not done. We've got to solve for x. We want to get the x by itself. So to get the x by itself, now we're going to add 90 to both sides. So we're going to write negative 15x minus 90 plus 90 equals 60 plus 90. Okay, so we're adding 90 to both sides. Remember, everything you do on one side, you have to do on the other. And the reason we did that is because the negative 90 and the positive 90, they add together and give you 0. So that leaves us with the following. Negative 15x equals 150. Yes, ma'am. And then in our final step, to get the x alone, we're going to divide both sides by a negative 15. So that leaves us with an x equals, and then 150 divided by negative 15. Do you have your calculator, or do you know what that is? Yeah, you can definitely work it out. You got it, negative 10. Great. So x equals negative 10. So now we know x. So we're halfway done with our solution because we need to know x and we need to know y, okay? So we know x. So now we're going to go back up to the equation 2x plus 10 equals y, the one that we substituted. So instead of x, though, we're going to put in negative 10 for all the x's, okay? So write the following. So write 2x plus 10 equals y. So that's our second equation. So now below it, write 2, and then parentheses, negative 10, close parentheses, and then plus 10 equals y. So you see this time I just substituted again, but I substituted in the negative 10 for the x, and that's that negative 10 that we just calculated and figured out. All right, so now we're just going to simplify. What is 2 times negative 10? Perfect, it's negative 20. Great job. And then plus 10. Almost. What is negative 20 plus 10? 10. No, negative 20 plus 10. You're adding 10. It's negative 10. So you get y equals negative 10. So now you have your answer because you have your x and y. Your answer is parentheses, negative 10, comma, negative 10, close parentheses.